Once the experiment settings have been configured properly, you can start adding EyeLink components to your experiment. The first thing you need to do is make it so your script will initialize a connection to the EyeLink Host PC by adding an initialize connection component somewhere near the beginning of the script. This component will open the Ethernet connection to the host PC, making it so that the experimental script can interact with the eye tracker. It will also make it so that when you run the experiment, it will prompt you to enter the name of the EyeLink data file to use for the session. These files will have an EDF extension and will have a name length limitation of 8 alphanumeric characters. The component will also make it so that at the end of each experimental run, the script will send a command to the host PC to have it transfer the participant's EDF file into the results folder in the experimental project directory. It will go into a subfolder with the same name as the EDF file name. So when you're finished with the run, you can find the data file for that session along with some accessory files that log stimulus and interest area information in the results subfolder of the experiment. Note, each EDF file will contain pointers to other files in the experimental folder, to interest area set files, accessory graphics files, and to images or videos that are used in the experiment. These pointers help DataViewer with its functionality, like with its ability to show representations of the stimuli during its trial playback, and with its automatic loading of any interest areas that the experiment may have created. So, when doing analysis, make sure you are working from a full copy of your PsychoPy experimental folder and not just from the results folder or just from a copy of the EDF files. That will ensure that when you import the EDFs to DataViewer, it can find the other files that it needs to display stimuli and utilize interest areas. The initialize connection component also provides a mechanism for the configuration of some experimental settings. Its dummy mode property can be checked to skip connection to the host PC and to make it so other EyeLink components, like drift checks, will be skipped automatically. This feature is useful when testing the project without an eye tracker or host PC. In rare cases when the host PC's IP address may have been changed, you can also check the Use Custom Host IP address and then enter the updated IP address in the host IP address property that will become available when Use Custom Host IP address is checked. The Disable EyeLink Audio can be used to fully disable all EyeLink audio that may be played during calibration, validation, and drift checks. This may be useful in experiments that involve audio to prevent the EyeLink audio from interfering with the experimental audio. The execution of the code written by the initialize connection component occurs at the beginning and end of the experiment and at the end of the routine it is in. So the start and stop properties are not used. The initialize connection component should be the first EyeLink component in your experiment, and a good place to put it is in the first routine of the experiment. If it's in a routine with a camera setup component too, then make sure it is placed above that camera setup component. This will ensure that its code is executed before the camera setup's code is.